participation, which is going to be something very new. It's just going to be that background stuff that's opinionated but gives people a chance to be involved.
And good afternoon, 6 minutes after 2 o'clock on TalkTV. Coming up this hour, look who's back.
But the interests of the SNP are as close to my heart as it's possible for anything to be. There may be an argument if I thought that if I was to step aside, that you would all then accept that this had nothing to do with the SNP.
Well, Nicola Sturgeon faces some questions after it was discovered that under her watch the Scottish Government put 14 million quid on the public credit card, money that was apparently spent on things like yoga classes, Wellington boots and VIP hotel stays. There's much more to the list as well. Have they got away with it? We'll give you more details on that in just a few moments. Also this afternoon, this man.
There's not this massive use for food banks in this country. We've got generation after generation who cannot cook properly, they can't cook a meal from scratch, they cannot budget. The challenge is there.
Well, it's Lee Anderson. He's the Deputy Chair of the Conservative Party. No stranger to controversy. He's gone for the bullseye this time. If migrants don't like their accommodation, they should F off back to France, was what he said. It might be unparliamentary language, but is he right? Do you support the message and the tone? Number 10 are backing him on this. Earlier, I spoke to the former Mayor of Middlesbrough, Andy Preston. He explained the point that Lee Anderson was trying to make.
But he's right, isn't he? You know, what's important is that people who come here seeking asylum, some of whom are genuine and some of whom aren't, and we all know that there are some who are and some who aren't, they should be housed appropriately.
And we also spoke to the Labour MP, Khalid Mahmood, who had, well, a slightly different view.
I think all he's trying to do is distract from the real issue of the figures of people that are here and how many would be entitled to asylum. That's why there's a backlog. That's why there are over 65,000 people in hotels, because total mismanagement.
And we never did get to find out what he thought of Lee Anderson, because he wouldn't tell us. And this.
So what was within that data was the surname, the initial, the rank or grade, the location in the department for each of our current employees across the police service. I understand that that will be of considerable concern to many of my colleagues and their families indeed at the moment.
Yes, that shocking story of the data breach at the police service of Northern Ireland. On top of that, we also hear that 40 million voters had their data stolen as well. There are suggestions that the Russians could be behind it, but nobody has confirmed anything so far. But what does it mean in real terms for you? Details on that too. 0344 499 1000 is where you will find us. Let's go back to this SNP story. Nicola Sturgeon's government billed the Scottish taxpayer, as I was saying a second ago, for things like yoga classes and Wellington boots, as well as quite a lot of top hotel stays as well. This is paid for on official credit cards, according to data. Leaked documents show that in just 3 years, Miss Sturgeon's administration put £14 million on the plastic. These are heady sums. Purchases by senior staff included yoga classes, nail polish and £4,182 for hospitality and hotel accommodation at the five-star hotel for a Women in Sports event. The 58,751 purchases on procurement cards also covered staff members' driving theory tests, china crockery for a meeting room, a £27 home disco from eBay, I bet that was rubbish, and £272 spent on Wellington boots for inspections. What were they inspecting? And how many boots do you get for 272 quid? Let's speak with John Boothman, political correspondent at the Sunday Times in Scotland. Afternoon to you, John.
Yeah, how are you?
All right. Do we know if the yoga classes happened while wearing Wellington boots? It's just an image I can't currently unsee.
I'm not sure.